Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a tag video which is in collaboration with Nicole over at Nics&Nacs. Now, we didn't really quite know what to do for our collaboration and she'd already thought up a tag idea, so we thought we'd just combine the two. So if you want to go check out Nicole's version of this tag, you can go check it out right here. I will leave a link, or you can go check it out down below in the description where I will also leave a link. So the tag we're going to be doing today is an original tag created by Nicole called the Films by Genre tag. We couldn't find anything similar tag-wise on it on YouTube, so we're just going to say it's an original tag, and if there's anything similar and you've seen something similar, we apologise. But yes, it's called the Film by Genre tag, and basically all you do is you take a bunch of different genres and you name your favourite film out of that genre. Me and Nicole tried really hard to make sure that we didn't cross paths on any of the films, but there were some we just could not resist on. And some of these categories are and or questions, so you could have action and or adventure, so you can either choose one for action or one for adventure or one for both of them. So let's get on to the categories, and I will leave the categories down below if you would like to do the tag also. So the first category is actually action adventure, and I did choose two for these because I couldn't leave these films out. And for action I chose Pacific Rim, which is Guillermo del Toro's monster machine film. Absolutely amazing. I love the action sequences. The destruction is great. Usually I hate destructions in films, but Pacific Rim does it so right with the monster and machine battles. Kaijus versus Jaegers. What more could you want out of an action film? And for adventure I chose Stardust, which is one of my favourite films of all time. It's more of a kind of fantasy film, but there is definitely a quest and an adventure and a kind of fantasy element to that adventure. So I absolutely love it as a film. It crosses over different genres like comedy, romance and obviously fantasy, but for adventure I chose Stardust. The next category is animation/family, and for animation I chose Treasure Planet, which is a Disney film which I find highly underrated. It is a retelling of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, but set in space, and it is absolutely amazing and gorgeous and just so much fun to watch. And for family film I chose Matilda, which is just one of my childhood favourite films based off the book by Roald Dahl. I love Matilda so much, it is so great. For comedy it was so easy for me to choose Hot Fuzz, directed by Edgar Wright. It is my favourite out of the Three Flavours Cornetto trilogy and will just forever be a classic comedy in British cinema in my opinion. If you haven't seen the Three Flavours Cornetto trilogy, just stop what you're doing now, go watch Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and then The World's End. Hot Fuzz is definitely my favourite though. It was very hard to pinpoint a specific drama film that I wanted to choose for my drama category, and considering my choice Fight Club does go across genres, I would definitely say for the most part it is a drama film. It has elements of comedy in there, but I would definitely say it's a drama film, and Fight Club to me is just one of those cinematic masterpieces. I absolutely adore David Fincher. I adore this film. Every single time you watch it, it just gets better and better, and it's just such an intense film to watch with so many different layers. For the fantasy genre, I believe me and Cole did cross paths on this one, and I chose the Lord of the Rings, specifically the Two Towers. Two Towers is my favourite Lord of the Rings movie, but collectively to me they are just one film. But we couldn't not both have Lord of the Rings because they are not just some of our favourite fantasy films, but some of our favourite films of all time. Personally, I'm a massive fan of musicals, and there are so many musical films that I could choose, but I chose one that I found quite underrated and is one of my favourite films of all time, and that is Across the Universe, which is a musical featuring the music from the Beatles. It's just beautiful to watch and obviously has amazing songs because it's the Beatles. So for romance, this actually is a musical as well, but Nicole had it for her musical section, and it happens to be that I like the romance in this film more than I like the music. The music is incredible in Moulin Rouge, but I just happen to love the romance in Moulin Rouge. I just think it's beautiful and heartbreaking and everything you could ask for in a romance film. Now, crime/mystery, I'm a big lover of mystery and crime films, but for this I chose David Fincher's Gone Girl. As I said, huge David Fincher fan. Gone Girl was done so perfectly. I've read the book and personally I like the film more than the book. I think it's just because the way that the book is structured kind of annoyed me a little bit, and the way that the film does it, it's just such kind of an eerie, creepy mystery film. And even in the film, once you've read the book and even once you've watched the film multiple times, you are still finding things to look at, which is the genius of David Fincher. And for science fiction, I had to be Star Wars. How could we not choose Star Wars? I'm a huge sci-fi lover. I freaking love science fiction films, but Star Wars takes the cake. As well as being a big lover of mystery and crime films, I also love thriller films, and there are so many I could choose from for this genre, but I chose Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. Don't want to tell you too much about it because you need to watch it because it's such a frigging mind-bending film. The next genre is teenager or high school film, and for that I chose Heathers, which is just a cult classic. It's one of those high school films people often forget about, I think, especially us English people and UK people, because it's not a massive film here, but in America I feel like a lot of people love Heathers, and more people should see this. If you love Mean Girls and Clueless, it's got a little bit of Jennifer's Body kind of vibe in there as well. If you love kind of twists on high school films, Heathers is definitely worth the watch. It is incredibly well written, and Heathers is such a turn on the high school teen genre. The next category is chick flick, and I don't really like the term chick flick, but I had to go with the film Bring It On. It's one of those films that me and all of my friends, who just happen to be girls, love watching together. Bring It On is a sports film as well as a kind of drama film as well as a comedy, but most definitely a chick flick. Next genre up is superhero, and you know how I love Marvel. I do love the Dark Knight trilogy by Christopher Nolan. I think it is incredibly well done, but I had to go with The Avengers, directed by Joss Whedon. It just has every single superhero you know and love in one film, and every single time I rewatch that film, I'm just filled with so much happiness. I think the action sequences are done perfectly, and I just think Avengers is one of the best superhero films ever made. There, I said it. For martial arts, it was kind of difficult for me to choose a film considering I don't watch too many martial arts films, but then I remembered that Kill Bill Volume 1 is a martial arts film, and that has definitely got to take the cake for me. I always remember that insane fight scene between the crazy AEA and then Gogo Yubari and the bride, and just wipes the floor with everything else. I love Hero, but just it's Quentin Tarantino, so it has to win. Now, if any of you have been watching my channel for a long time, you know that I'm not the biggest horror fan, and a few of my favourite horror movies include, obviously, the classic Shining, but for this one I had to go for Suspiria. I recently just watched The Neon Demon, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, which you should check out if you haven't, but that film reminded me a lot of why I love Suspiria as a film. It's definitely kind of an old one. It has its practical effects, but they just work so well. It's very, very creepy, and it builds a lot of tension, and it's great for horror. The next genre is an and/or genre, and that is historical and/or war, so I had to pick two. So we went for Pride and Prejudice for historical. I love Joe Wright's Pride and Prejudice. I think it's beautiful, the writing is incredible, and Keira Knightley is flawless in that film. And for war, obviously, I went with another Quentin Tarantino film, Inglourious Basterds. Oh, I can't express my love for Inglourious Basterds as a film. It has so many different elements into it: war, comedy, drama, probably another genre thrown in there as well, but it's based in World War II, kind of a retelling, and it's the March on Hitler, and it's freaking fantastic. And the last genre you have to pick a film for is foreign films, and there are two films that stick in my mind that are the loves of my life when it comes to foreign films. But I went with Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. If you haven't seen this film yet, find it somewhere, please find it somewhere and watch it. It is incredibly haunting and beautiful and just heartbreaking. It's so well written, so well done. The creature design is incredible, and I can't express my love for Pan's Labyrinth. It is one of the best foreign films of all time, if not one of the best films of all time. Whew, that was a lot of genres to get through, but this was a really fun tag to do. It was quite challenging to narrow down my favourite films by genre, but I love discussing genres. I find them absolutely fascinating. For this tag, I would like to tag Francesca over at Cinema Darling, and I would like to tag Mariana over at Impression Blend. You've been tagged. Do it or I'll come for you. And of course, if you want to do this tag, I will obviously leave the genres down below so you can do your own version of this video, or just leave the answers to the questions down below in the comments. If you like this tag video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very, very soon. As always, all my social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Letterboxd, will be down below in the description. Come follow me. And thank you guys so much for watching. That is all I have for you today. Bye!